Thompson. I moved here about 3 months ago, just over 3 months ago from New York. Came down here because I needed a place to go quick. I was going through a divorce, and I've always wanted to come here. Been visiting here for years, and the time is right. Kind of like Sarah's reading, I'm going to read one piece from then, meaning everything before now, and the rest will be from down here. This is the last very section of the poem called Masticatorial. It's a lot to do with growing up the son of a missionary in a lot of other countries, and then also as I got older working in fine dining and the juxtaposition between those things. The servers are all in black. They all have their hair pulled back. If you stay sitting there, they will take your order and mean it so they can give it to the chefs. You must not lie to them. If it's chicken, then it's chicken, and the truth, then not a lie. If you're not hungry, you should leave. If you're hungry, you should come back if we're open. This is the restaurant where you can have what you want, like the soup. Sometimes people will wait to eat because they are not eating. People have always believed you have to wait to eat. But everything is changing, and now some people eat while they are waiting. Table 5. Well, table 5 is dirty. Table 5 isn't clean. I will unfold this and show you the birth certificate of a man with reservations, the last of his kind. Let me read it aloud, muffled by the sound of smashing glass and all of China full of food and drink. After a month of some small eating, I dreamt I was Jesus or someone important who could fix things. And when it wasn't a dream, it was Zambia, where a real demon made a man shriek until my translator pulverized his face. Only now this is a confession. It was hard to hear his radio, but everywhere Americans were singing. It was like you couldn't buy sugarcane without freedom ringing. Afunctional, I wish I was an appendixy. Show us your spoon grip and open your mouth. Is this, then, this fist a stern enough direction to demand that we as a world should march upon ourselves? Is then this fist a fast enough device to swing objections in an orderly direction? Is then this fist enough to pound a cripple's knee into a dry and sinewy pulp? Is then this fist enough to mean the making of 5 fingers into a force that would defy a populace? And is this then a fist for making meal or pounding grain for each and every one enough? While you're chewing what you're chewing, try to tell them through your teeth. And now for one from New Orleans after my first parade down here. I live in the quarter. Parade, Part 1 for Nana Gordon, a brilliant poet who's suffering up in New York. There are 24 new hours on parade, in defense of marching. In the middle of my city, I miss nothing, absolutely nothing. Confetti dumped from balconies onto streets filled with sunshine. Rain on, parade. Confetti withering. Phony wads of pulped pigmentation. Funny dads who gulp perspiration. Confetti is for fertility. Link. For celebrations, we want you wet and ready, programmatic and descriptive. Parade outside your home. Parade. Put your parade trash in the parade can. Show me your parade face full of paint. Saints, sisters, seraphim industry, service industry workers, sanitation specialists, society sugar babies, sweaty sock cops, sports fans, smiling soldiers, second line stompers, strippers, stripper tippers, strongmen, salsa dancers, strange attractors, streaming users, staff counselors, storefront beggars, salespeople, stiff drinkers, storied immortals, soft porn graduates, songwriters, shifty crowd pleasers, left, 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 right, left. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Glitter, smaller than confetti, is universally shiny. Such shiny sistered faces. It sticks to my pillow. I'll split her into however many it takes to. 3, 4. I'll split her into March. Suddenly separate. It takes several. Parade, Part 2. Be where the thighs of marches are stomping on your neck. Be the electric battle axe barbaric, but unreal, old-fashioned. Be the stack of bills folded in the fattest wallet snatched. Be the ruddy fingers fumbling with 20 minutes of wet matches. Be the popular belief in public knowledge, collective shame. Be the boogie-woogie pianist in a cave condemned and cool. Be the exotic dancer buying sugar daddies $1 each. Be all you can break with a bat, scrub with a brush, or win with a bet. Be where the soil sops up the oil and the love the winners leave behind. And for the last one, I'm going to read a piece called I Got Beat Up Sunday Morning, because I got beat up on Sunday morning on St. Claude. I got jumped by 5 guys in a truck, drove by, threw some shit at me, called me a faggot, pulled their truck over and pulled me off my bike and started beating me in the head. And I'm lucky to be in the shape that I'm in. Just, I don't know why, God, whatever you believe in, but mostly had my face down the whole time, so I did all right. I'm going to start with a quote from the Vatican website about St. Claude. It was during this period that Claude first sensed his vocation to the religious life and the society of Jesus. We know nothing of the motives which led to this decision. We do know, however, from one of his early notations that he, quote, had a terrible aversion for the life embraced. This affirmation is not hard to understand by any who are familiar with the life of Claude, for he was very close to his family and friends and much inclined to the arts and literature and an active social life. On the other hand, he was not a person to be led primarily by his sentiments. Claude dedicated his time to giving thorough instruction to the many who sought reconciliation with the church they had abandoned. And even if there were great dangers, he had the consolation of seeing many reconciled to it, so that after a year he said, quote, I could write a book about the mercy of God I've seen him exercise since I arrived here. I got beat up Sunday morning before God woke up. Just got down to New Orleans where I learned to drink from a half-full cup. I got my zygomatic bones bruised. I got my arms crossed and wires fused. I got off work and rode my bike to the bywater. Throw a cup of water at my face while the weather's still warm. Throw a glass bottle at my head while the air's still thick enough to hear it coming. Call me faggot while I'm still young enough to wear my pants so tight. Get out of your truck and chase me down while the streets are still empty. Pull me off my bike while I'm still happy to walk. Punch my face once while I ask you why. Punch my face twice while I ask you to stop. Tear off my jacket while I wonder how long this will last. Punch my face 3 times while I look at your friends looking at me. Punch my face 4 times while it occurs to me, this is different. Those are your knuckles so devoted to my zygomatic bones. Hard to turn the other cheek face down. I feel your fist lose faith, get softer. Punch the back of my head once more before you turn away while I imagine your license plate. Romeo, Delta, Yankee, 4, Lima, uniform, Victor. It's over. You left me there. You took nothing. My bike's busted. My buttons ripped off. My earrings beaten out. I walk home. Oh, I walk home. A gay cop finds me on the corner of Esplanade and Dauphine. I said a gay cop finds me on the corner of Esplanade and Dauphine. He says we're calling this in a 35 hate crime. I said officer. I said officer. She don't hate me. She just don't love me. My zygomatic bones bruised. Since you left me, I rode uptown in an ambulance. I answered questions about my city, the year, and the president. I said, you can take your 10 grand CT scan and shove it where the sun always shines. Baby, I was discharged, and a taxi took me home. I got beat up Sunday morning before God woke up. I just got down to New Orleans, where I learned to drink from a half-full cup. Thanks a lot.